This is Matthew J. Peters. I'm the CEO of Ascend Media, and tonight I'm going to talk to you about how to capture more media. You know, the last live stream I did, I went over how you distribute it, how you get to be everywhere so you're omnipresent, but how do you actually capture it in the first place? So tonight we're going to talk about batching media creation, how to create 10 plus marketing videos at once. This is batching. This is setting up everything, being ready, and going through one video after another after another. So that's one technique. What I'm doing tonight is different. Doing live streams is different than doing a batch of them, all right? There are some other hybrids you can do, but I'm going to focus specifically on this one. We're going to sit down for 2, 3, 4 hours, and you're just going to go through a whole bunch of videos. You're going to capture your content beautifully. You're going to have everything set up so you don't have to do it time and time again. So I want you to still begin with the end in mind. What is it you're trying to accomplish with these videos? Are you trying to get people to just know that you exist, or do you want them to take an action? If it's to take an action, do you want them to call you? Do you want them to subscribe? Do you want them to follow you? Really, the thing I found you want to do is get them over to your website and do something there, because that's property you actually own. If you're sending it to any other social media page, you don't own that. So you don't really know if you're going to have that in the future. And again, like I said last time, always start with video. So you don't want to start with just speaking or just typing, because then you can't turn that into video very easily. And video is one of the easiest ways for people to consume content. So let's talk about that content. You want to cover topics that resonate with past ideal clients and people you respect. Listen, you want to attract more of the ideal clients, right? We don't want to attract so many people who just want things for free and they will never become a member. They will never hire you for your services, for your coaching, for your consulting, for your training, all of that. You're doing this work. Why not make it work for you? And you want to talk about things that you're confident and you're passionate about. Don't just read a book and then do a book report. Come on, really focus specifically on the things that are a part of what it is you're going to teach, the things that are part of your services. You're educating people about why your service is important, and then introduce your viewers to the reality of the situation your product solves. This right here is, it's a lot of fun to put together, because you're thinking about your strategy, how you're going to put this together. You're going to do a PowerPoint like I'm doing here. You're going to do the lights and everything. You're going to do this on your smartphone, just be in the park somewhere. You need to think through how you're going to create these marketing videos. And you also want to make sure it's accessible. Introduce them to a new idea by pairing it with something they know with something they don't know yet. So you want to make sure people have an idea of what you're talking about. You don't want to talk about the challenge that they're in so high above their head, they don't really understand where you're going with it. You need to get down into the situation they're in and speak to them at that level, because they know the difficulty that they're in once you start explaining it clearly to them that you understand where they're at. Share with them the what and the why. As a teacher, I tended to give people the what, the why, and how, right? What I want to teach you here is to clarify what the problem is and why it's important to solve it. What happens out there if you don't have any videos anywhere, or you just have a few old ones from a few years ago, or you don't have a podcast, or you're not seen on social media and you're kind of sporadic? Well, guess what? You're going to disappear pretty soon. People are expecting you to be creating content on an ongoing basis, and they want you to be where they are. They don't want to have to look you up and find you. You need to get in the path of where they are. You want to know where they congregate. And then make the list. You're creating a shopping list, not delivering the groceries to their front door. The way I used to do is I would teach people and I give them everything. And when you give people everything, not only do they not value your services and your wisdom and your expertise and your perspective, they will never pay for it, and they're not going to do anything with it. Your goal is to get people to realize, you know what, I have to do something about this. I trust this person, and I'm going to pick up the phone and give them a call, or I'm going to fill out the form, or however you want people to contact you. You're building up to that point where people trust you enough to reach out to you. And then how do you record it? I like to use bullet points. So I'll have like maybe 3 or 5 different bullet points, and I stick it on like one of those little square sticky notes right underneath the lens of the camera, whatever camera I'm using. And then just make sure you have your CTA or your call to action. What do you want people to do next? You want people to think, that was great, what's next? Right? So I'm going through the list here. I'm making the grocery list here for you. That's great, what's next? Okay, so I'm demonstrating this as we're going through it. Brief. Think through what you're going to say and keep it 3 to 5 minutes. People aren't expecting, unless you're going through a training like this. Actually, people were expecting this to be longer. These are 10-minute trainings. I'm just going through and giving you an idea of what the situation really is and how you can do some of these things on your own. Introduce yourself. So many times people don't introduce themselves. They just say, hey, and they just start going. And people are like, who are you? How do I find out more about you? This video was shared. I don't even know how to find you. Just think, when you're successful with your video and thousands of people have seen it, that almost, I would say the majority of my old videos, thousands of people have seen them just because they've been out there so long and people stumble across them. They've been looking for them. I just saw one of my videos has over 500,000 views. You know, it's the videos like that. If you don't say who your name is, and then that one I didn't from 10 years ago, people don't know how to follow through. So make sure you're letting people know who you are, what company you're with, and sometimes you can even give them a .com. Like mine is, you can always find me at themjpeters.com, or themjpeters, or ascendmedia.com, or even themjpeters.com. You can find me at any of those. Keep the flow. Keep this going as a one take. Don't try to do a bunch of takes and cut things together, because when you do, you're out of flow and you are creating crutches for yourself. So when you are in a live situation, you really don't know how to put your sentences together. Trim it. So when I'm doing this type of presentation, I don't really need to trim it, because I pause and then I say hello, I introduce myself, and at the end, there might be maybe 2 seconds of me just turning off the camera, but really you don't have to go through doing that. If you are going to be doing some editing, you're going to have a flashy intro, you have some music, introduce yourself, and then at the end you have an outro, call to action, music, B-roll video, all of that, then yeah, you're going to want to edit those things. And then make sure you upload it. So if you're consistent, you're going to do one a week. That's what I'd recommend, is doing at least one a week. My goal right now is to do one a day, 5 days a week, take the weekends off, and only email my list. That's what I'm doing. When I've had so many people say, I'm going to do a video a day, and then after day 3, they forget, or they just, don't go for the every day. So if you're a consultant, a coach, a doctor, a trainer, an entrepreneur interested in attracting more people to you, people that already know who you are, they already trust you because they've been watching your videos, they've been listening to your podcast, you've been speaking right into their ear while they're walking around the house, when they're going for, they're going to get their mail, when they're going to the gym. I'm just thinking of all the places I listen to podcasts. In their car, you're with them everywhere. And they see you, they see your personality. Over time, they get to trust you. And if they like your information, they see how helpful it is, and you make it easy for them to take the next steps, they will. But if you never make those videos, you never structure it in such a way where you have a call to action, where people need to know what it is to do next, right? If that's you, if you want some help with this, I coach, consult, and then we also have production teams that help people with video podcasts, and then also series of videos where people come to our house here and we set up the studio, we have our cinema cameras, and for a day and a half, we shoot videos all day. And it is tiring, but when you leave, you have all of your videos, all your social media posts, you have a magazine, you have all the video clips you need for an entire year. So really, your job in social media is just when people are responding to your media. If you want to chime in, you can, to keep it a little more interactive. But that's what we do. We help you with the strategy. We help you get into the flow of where people are already at, where they're looking, to make you relevant and help people find value in your videos, your podcast, because we do make podcasts from that day of video here, right? So when people are creating 50 to 70 videos in a day, those are weeks of content. So you have your entire year, and we all have each one of these pieces of media points to their funnel for either their free offer or for giving people, having them reach out to you for a call. That's what we do. That's what we specialize in. If that is you, go ahead and book a call with me at ascendmedia.com/call. We're here to help you. If you're a little bit confused of where to start, please just don't wing it. Please just don't do a 30-day challenge where you're just talking at people for, 15 minutes and you get one person that stays on and it's your aunt or uncle or your mom because they just feel sorry for you. If you're going to go through the work, do it right. Give me a call. Go ahead and go to ascendmedia.com/call. And I look forward to talking to you next time. Bye-bye.